Good morning. All right, first things first, coffee. I usually like to get up kind of early to revisit my design. Sometimes it's helpful for me to sit with design overnight, see if I need to make any last minute changes the day of. Usually they're not huge. It just allows me to see with some fresh eyes. So that's what I'm doing now. And then after that, I'm gonna get the stencil ready. Probably make some breakfast and then go into work. I'm sure a lot of tattoo artists already know this, but a helpful tip when I make my stencil is to grab a color that is kind of opposite of everything in my photo, like this, red. So that way, when I make my stencil, it's easy to see what I'm doing. So here I'm just marking out all the details that I think I'm gonna need for the appointment. Sometimes I don't like the lines I make, so I'll redo them. Stuff like this that's a little more organic, like lightning or fire or stuff. I sometimes make up some of the shapes just to maybe make it a little more interesting. Usually you can kind of freehand this kind of stuff on the body just because it's looser and a little more. I try to be as precise as possible with my stencils just because the more precise everything is, the easier it's going to be to read during the tattoo. It's easy to get caught up in like all the details, but I mainly just try to pick out the bigger shapes, shadows and highlights, and then maybe some texture if there is any. Like in this jacket, there's a little bit of texture. I want this to be like the most kind of detailed part of the jacket just because it is closest to the camera. So I'm going to put some fun little, almost like corduroy or denim texture in the shoulder. Not too much. More than back here. Back here is just going to be all big shadow shapes. So, kind of big and loose. Because it's furthest away from the camera, and I don't want to draw attention towards that area. And this is also like, helps me. I kind of visualize the tattoo as I'm doing it, and then seeing how I'll approach each area and choices I want to make, kind of like that. Like, I don't want anything detailed back here because I don't care if the eye goes back here, really. It's going to be kind of the back of the arm, so you're not going to see it that much anyways. This is going to be kind of, I think, completing the lower arm area, so there's going to be quite a bit of wrapping. So I blew up the image a little bit bigger. I might lose some of this, which is fine. Again, that's part of the tattoo. I don't care if I lose, but. So let me get this stencil made and walk you through the next step. Here's the completed stencil. I usually like to kind of overlay it on the arm just to see how everything's going to fit. Kind of get a sense of what size I'll be able to do and get away with. So yeah. I love the way it fits. I think it's going to tie together really nice. Just pulled into work. It's a little after 10 o'clock. My appointment's at noon, and I've got a consultation at 11:30. So let's get in there, get everything cleaned up, and set up for my appointment. And yeah, we'll see you in there. all cleaned up. Now I'm gonna start setting up my station for my appointment. I always make sure I'm set up before my person gets here. I don't like to keep people waiting. So yeah, I try to be timely in that fashion. Today we're doing a full day session, so it's gonna be a long day. Little tattoo ASMR for you guys. Paper towels are something I use. I go through pretty quickly. Whenever you're doing large color work, you seem to kind of burn through paper towels. So it's going to be a pretty hefty stack here. But I got this new camera and I've been very inspired to try to start filming longer vlog-like tattoo videos, just kind of show more of my process, and also utilize YouTube as longer form video content. So that's coming. I think this is going to be my first attempt at it. It's going to be a little rocky for a while, I'm sure, but yeah, testing out some stuff. All right, next, hive caps. These are my favorite. They just make setting up so easy. And Ohana Organics, this stuff is my favorite. And their products are great. The team over there is super nice. They always send me free stuff. Actually, they just sent me this, forgot to use it, whipped butter, which is super nice because it's all super soft. So I got my machine all wiped down. So next is wrapping this guy. This is the Acus M1. Super great machine. If you're using a pen style machine, I highly recommend this one just because it completely disassembles and allows you to clean on the inside, which most pen machines don't, which is a little sketchy, but this just allows peace of mind and making sure your clients and you are safe, which is a no-brainer. That's what we want. I am not sponsored by any of these products. These are just stuff that I've found throughout the years that I really enjoy using and that I have implemented into my setup. So this is kind of sad. I bought this rolls years ago and I'm just about on the last one. I have like a couple left, and actually this is the last one, so kind of bittersweet, honestly. I did so many tattoos with this roll. It's time for a new roll. I enjoy getting here early. I don't like to rush things, especially my station setup. So it's always nice to have a little bit of downtime before the appointment, whether that's time to go get breakfast or coffee. A pretty good tip for tattoo artists, I think, if you are experiencing like any type of hand pain, mess with adjusting like the thickness of your grip. I have found that I personally like it to be pretty thick. It just allows my hand to do kind of less squeezing. And next are needles, and then that's pretty much it for my setup. Needles, I always use Quadrin. My main setup is 3 round shader, 7 round shader for kind of line work, and then 9 mag and 15 curve mag. These are the needles I use probably 98% of the time. Sometimes I'll adjust the sizes depending on the size of the tattoo, but I found those 4 give me a pretty good just size to work with. Also, shout out to this stuff, Proton stencil solution. It makes my stencils last forever, so highly recommend this product. All right, time for a little bit of voiceover work. So as you can see here, I'm getting the skin all prepped. I like to wipe it down with alcohol after I shave. This just really dries out the skin and makes the stencil, in my opinion, and I think last a lot longer. Next, I apply the Proton stencil solution. This stuff is so amazing. It makes my stencils almost stick too good sometimes, but I'd rather it be there than not be there. Here I take the time just to make sure everything's placed where I want it. Kind of let that set up a little bit, get super tacky before I peel it off. And here's the reveal. Next I'll be going over my colors. I use all fusion colors. So yeah, here's Ben Ochoa. It's a signature color. It's just black that I use for all my blacks. Next is Stingray. This is Royal Blue. This is Bio Bay. This is Sailfish. Next is King, also by Ben Ochoa. It's a great muted blue. Muted red is a color I use almost every tattoo. It's my favorite. This is kind of a nice darker mid-tone red called Hurt. It's a good one. This is Leather, a great kind of gold tone that I use pretty frequently. Yellow Ochre, one I also almost use for every tattoo. Atomic Yellow, I do 2 of these just because yellow is always getting all muddied up, so it's nice to have one fresh one. And then we have Lemon Drop, great for highlights and also just lightning yellow. Deep Flesh by Dino Cook, I believe, signature color. Medium Flesh, just normal. And then Pale, which is also part of Ben Ochoa's signature set. And then 2 whites, just because again, one allows me to make a little bit more muddy, and then one I reserve for my highlights. Same with the black. I think if you're using black for these large color pieces, pour 2. One you can use to mix, one you can use for straight, because it will make a big difference. Here, a step I learned that I always do now, which I think helps preserve the stencil, is taking a wet paper towel, just very damp. I squeeze all the moisture out of it, do a quick little damp on the whole thing, a dab on the whole thing, and then just kind of a dry paper towel before that. Letting the stencil dry before I pour my colors is also huge, just giving it a good 15-20 minutes to dry out. And then yeah, as you can see here, I'm rubbing ointment on there and it's not moving or smearing at all. So yeah, I'm about to get started. I didn't get as much tattoo footage as I wanted. It is tricky just to kind of like focus on the tattoo and get content. So in the future, I'm definitely going to improve on that. But I just wanted to make sure I could give my client most of the time that day. So enjoy. I'm going to be hopping in at the end just to kind of discuss everything and goals for this year and video content. So if you enjoy this video, I would love if you like it. If you want to see more, hit that follow button, and anything you guys do helps. So stay tuned for more, and I appreciate you. Thank you. Well, we've reached the end of the video. Thank you for staying if you're still here. I hope you got something out of it. I really enjoyed this whole process and I want to do more in the future, so stay tuned for that. If you liked it, shoot me a like button, subscribe if you want to see more tattoo content. The next video, I'm going to get kind of more B-roll tattoo footage, so stay tuned for that to see what's coming soon. So I've got some fun ones coming up, so look out for it. And signing off, your friendly neighborhood tattoo artist.